Greetings, brothers and sisters. We're hoping that you're doing fine. You are spiritually, mentally, and physically healthy. And we thank the Most High for everything that we are and the good things that are happening in Africa. And today we are in Senegal. So, Senegal was supposed to have the election, democratic election, Western democracy elections on the 25th of February. And prior to this, on the 4th of Feb, they were supposed to start with their campaigning. You know, they have to campaign so that they can know who to vote. And there were like about 20 candidates for this. One of the candidates was being supported by the President Macky Sall, who is now the president of Senegal right now, but who was supposed to be leaving very soon. But it seemed this guy is not so popular. You know, remember the video he put some times back on this young man called Ousmane Sonko, the pearl of Senegal, the one that the young people of Senegal would die for. But he's been in prison for some time. And he even went on food strike for some issues because they refused him to be on the ballot. And finally they actually said, no, you're not going to be on the ballot. You have not brought the required documents and all that. Since then, Sonko decided, or his team decided, okay, we are missing it. We are missing it, so we are going to support another person. And Sonko comes with the majority of Senegalese people. So it seemed like the people of Senegal would still go for the person Sonko is supporting or someone else. So Senegal is neighboring Mali. And Mali is the AES, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. These people are scared that they are going to lose Senegal.
Which people?
Of course we know. The masters of the Senegalese government. So sometimes we had this very popular interview of Ibrahim Traore. He was being asked by Alain Foka. I hope you have watched the interview. If you haven't, it's on our channel. Go watch it. It's very interesting. He asked him, is the AES viable? The very wise Ibrahim Traore, so it's very viable. You know that it's very viable. And Alain Foka was asking him, it doesn't have an access to the sea. He did not reply that, but a day later there were reports or there were insinuations that another country which is close to the sea, which has a coast, will be joining AES soon, you know. So some people are saying it could be, the speculations were could be Benin or Togo. Togo was allowing Niger to use the airport. Benin was very, very difficult, and even their president was like, we'd rather destroy our economy so that we can honor our masters. But at some point they went cool and they allowed them to start using the airport only because the economy was crashing, the economy of Benin. But now people are saying it cannot be Benin, it can only be Togo. But what we were thinking, it can also be Senegal, because we were sure that the person who is coming in as the president of Senegal is pro these guys, because he's a young person, you know.
Oh, not
most
all
likely.
young people are.
Yeah, but came from Sonko's camp. Yeah, and I'm sure, because what happened last weekend, that is on the 3rd or 2nd, Macky Sall just postponed the election from the 25th and said there would not be elections. His party said that there will not be elections, which is against the constitution. The president cannot postpone the election.
So
this is the constitution.
Yeah.
So this guy postpones the election and he never even said to which date. So what did he go ask to do?
There are assumptions that is the 15th of December. I don't know if that has been verified.
It's been verified.
So one thing we are learning from this is that ECOWAS, where everybody has been saying, and even the one who was in their deepest sleep in the motherland and even outside the motherland, has realized that indeed ECOWAS is a puppet organization. Why are we saying this? One, ECOWAS didn't condemn this guy for postponing the election. One thing they did is to celebrate him for saying he will not stand or vie for elections. So to them, that was a good move. Okay, you have done your 2 terms democratically. That is correct. That is right. But he has gone to break the laws of the constitution and the laws of Senegal by postponing the election to a later date. Well, it's like 10 months more to what the elections were supposed to be. So ECOWAS didn't see that as a problem. They just congratulated him for saying he's not vying. But for breaking the laws, that was not a problem.
okay.
And what we are learning from this is that maybe France is trying to get some time. So maybe they talked to this guy and they were like, give us some more time, spare some time. We need to strategize and see how we can, get our candidate into power, because this is too soon. A year is still hot, This Sahel, Burkina Faso's, the Traorés are still the influence of these young people. So we cannot risk having elections right now, because the young people will also stand against us. So maybe this was a move by Macron and his government to say, give us some time, man. Maybe you can stay for a bit longer and it will be fine. And nobody condemning this guy. It shows us that we are dealing with. And they said, they claim that,
the AU also said something.
And they claim that it's democracy doesn't allow for these things to happen if we are following the rules of democracy. So we don't know what is wrong with Senegal. But one thing I liked is that the young people, when realizing that this was happening, they went to the streets and they protested against this. Those are some of the things that I am noting from what is happening in Senegal. And maybe you guys have more to tell us, especially people on the ground. You guys see things better than us. Let us know what you are seeing from this and what you are learning about democracy, puppet organizations, puppet leaders, and everything that has to do with this. I don't want to call it what it is in Senegal.
So guys, that was the 3rd of Feb. Then 2 days or 3 days later, people were rioting in the streets. The young people were saying, no, this is a constitutional coup. And it is. Because this is something that happened in Chad and it's still there. So this is the same thing that is happening in Senegal. But this time, nobody has been killed. It's only that this president is saying we have to move the elections to wherever. So these guys met at night. The National Assembly met at night, Monday 5th, and they passed this. And what they did is, because there is the opposition which was against this, the government called on the gendarmerie, which is the police, so that they can move these guys out of the parliament so that they can vote. And the remaining ones were 106, and they voted 105 against 1. The 105 are those who camp on the president's side. So they ensured that there's nobody who is against this. That was crazy. It was done in the middle of the night without the opposition government. Very wrong.
Democracy.
So what is happening from then? They already said this will happen. President will continue being the president. They will do their elections on December 15th. Imagine they were already, the campaigns were to start. People had invested. Now they are saying 15th of December, 10 months later. Today or yesterday, 6th or 7th of February, there was a planned major demonstration of the young people to the State House or the palace, the presidential palace, so that they can pull out the president. And my question is, where is the army in all this? We saw a former ex-intelligence officer of France saying this, that they are not ruling out a military coup. That means they are ready to make sure that there's no military coup happening. They are so ready because they know it could happen anytime. But we don't know, because this is something that is not being done by Africans, but this is the French people doing it.
I think it's a great move, especially seeing the young people doing what we saw in Niger, in Burkina Faso. It's a good thing to watch, honestly, because we know that Senegal is under strong influence of France. And this is probably their last hope. So seeing that Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire are those that they are really relying on, and they cannot stand to lose any of the two. This could be a difficult one. Even if the army wanted to have a coup, it would require, I don't know what kind of strategy.
And the army is weak.
Well, probably the army is weak, but probably it's because they have so much intel. France has so much intel within the army. So even if they wanted to, even if one or two of them wanted to strategize, it would be very difficult. So it would really need them to hold hands together and say, because right now, after France realized that these guys are strong, the army is strong, the army is capable of doing anything to us, they had to invest in the rest of the other countries. So army-wise, maybe France has so much intel.
So we are not expecting a military coup.
It could be very difficult. So, young people of Senegal, maybe this one is yours.
Pull out a Sudan or an Egypt. You remember the Arab uprising? It was not the military, it was the people.
Now.
So Senegal, pull out an Arab uprising. No, this time a Wolof uprising or a Senegalese uprising.
And this guy also tried to close the internet in Senegal.
Yeah.
There's just too much that they are very
undemocratic.
scared. France is very scared. And this is the time to hit them hard. And the people could be the ones to even hold hands and
people.
do it.
Yeah. So if they tend to lose Senegal, you know AES will be complete. Now they'll be waiting for Chad on the other side. And the Sahel will be gone. Because that is the Sahel. That is the Sahel. Because Guinea, okay, so it's Senegal, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Chad. If they lose that, it's over.
And when you look at the imagery by NASA, where the concentrated minerals, it's just
they've already lost the minerals part. But what they need, you know, if this, remember, like Ethiopia wants support. Why? Grow immensely. If these guys are able to get the sea, and even Alain Foka was asking Ibrahim Traore, how will you grow without the? If they get a port, it's milk and honey. So these guys are scared. If they grab Senegal, if the AES grab Senegal, mashallah, it will be
over.
It will be over for France and a win for Africa.
Senegalese youth, we trust on you.
The good thing about this is, after exiting the ECOWAS, AES, there were a lot of backlashes from Nigeria, Tibunu, and
I think I also saw Ghana.
Yeah, even Ghana. You know, Ghana is a sellout. There was a time he was complaining about Wagner forces in these countries when they have even put sanctions on them. So, but right now, they are forgetting, and we have seen Laurent Gbagbo Party, the former president of Cote d'Ivoire, supporting a yes leaving ECOWAS, because they know this now. Right now, it's not there; it's something else. So probably in the next election of Cote d'Ivoire, we get another president who is going to join AES. You know, it will be like, then.
Hey. France is over.
Yeah, it's over, guys, and we're just hoping that the people of Senegal will give us a big uprising we've seen in the 21st century. Yeah, so that, you know, these guys can join AES and the Sahel states will be almost complete. Because Chad, we're hoping they went to Russia sometimes. So we're hoping that they also come in.
Yeah.
So guys, let us know what you think about this undemocratic move by Macky Sall, the president of Senegal. And do you also think that this is a move to extend the time, a period for, you know, their puppet, the new puppet to come to become the president, because they need plans and they never had time for these plans. It was just like 21 days.
Yeah, probably still in the elections, you know, they need to know
how to do it. And they need time.
They need people. They need to place people within the electoral board and whatever commission.
I hope the opposition and the people of Senegal will not give up until they get the
justice. Count on them. Honestly.
We are counting on you, because with you, we know Africa is rising.
Yeah.
We see you in the next one. Bye bye.